Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pineleaf. For today, we are here in Adambel with various soldiers because we have been asked to help in their training, right? Hello there.
My muscles ache already.
My muscles ache already, but if this is the High King's command, I will not cry off. Let us begin. Let us begin. Let me remember what class I'm playing, and oh, we can begin the fight. It would be a shame if I started trying to shoot arrows at you or something like that. Ouch, 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 I give up! Alright, well then, let's try this one.
I am ready for you. Hold nothing back.
Alright, if you want to hold nothing. You have been warned! Yeah, I will. I will heed your warning. It appears that I need to train harder if I am to best you. Alright? Good. And what do you say?
It is the command of the High King. Let us begin.
What do you mean you want to bet? Oh, what, you mean if I beat you, I get a corgi? Heh. Alright, how about you? Alright, what do you say about that? I think that's enough, thank you. Here's your dog. Oh, how cute. Now, let us speak with Vamikil. Hello?
'Twas only a bit of fun, my friend.
Oh, don't let my grandfather's words sour your day. But look, did you not say you met this elf earlier among the corpses of our enemies and his? He has come now to Adambel on some errand and will be pleased to speak with you. Oh, give him a whetstone. He wants me to give everybody a whetstone, doesn't he? Hello. Oh, where is... Oh, there he is. Hello there. Something tells me that sword is already sharp and ready.
I will take a whetstone, and gladly. My own sword could use the sharpening.
Well, that tells me that I can't tell a sharp sword from a dull one. Then, well, I use spears. How should I know about swords? Ah, yes. Let it not be said that I took poor care of Orthradel, the rising star, for in return he may take poor care of me. Elf soldiers, like those of other races, must keep their weapons and their wits as sharp as they can. That has always been my experience, and I wonder if it has been yours. Well, close enough. Let's see, what do we get out of this? Oh, we get a major improvement as to... My goodness gracious, is that a jump or what? Okay, we'll take it.
It is no accident that brought me hither.
No accident. Right then, what brought you hither? It is no accident that brought me hither. No, indeed. I came here seeking you, for I have been given an errand for which you might be well suited. These two eyes have the keen sight of my people, but the eyes of one such as you might pick up something that I miss, and your skills turn aside the danger of whatever we find. I was sent to scout the southern ridges on behest of Glorfindel, leader of the Glenorthrim, the Bright Company. They have devoted themselves to combating the evils of old that linger in Middle-earth. Oh, do not mistake me. I do not belong to that esteemed group, but I tell you true, if an elf of the Bright Company asks you to do something, only a fool or a coward would refuse, and I deem myself neither. It is my belief that Glorfindel plans their next step, and the information I return to him could prove crucial. Will you aid me in this? McEldear smiles and raises Ordendale in salute. It shall be a fine hunt, my friend. Let us patrol to the east of this encampment, skirting the northern faces of Amon Amarth, and slay whatever foes mischance to cross our paths. This is the location I would have us scout, and once I am satisfied we have not missed anything, I will make my report to Glorfindel. All right. Then I need to find the location to the east of Adambel that we wish to scout, defeat foes of the Great Alliance, there are 10 of them, and talk to them at the northern slope. Okie dokie. Right, and that is where relative to my other quests. It's pretty much in the complete opposite direction, of course. Yes, one can find enemies in the direction of my other quests, but the scouting points are all in the opposite direction as to where the side quests go. I'll have to remember to get back to them at some point. It looks like we are in an important scouting mission right now, so I will head to the scouting point. But as I head over, I will take care of a few wargs and a few orcs and maybe a few other nasties that are all over the place. Now, out of curiosity, I suppose I could just hover over. Well, it does say that it counts for this quest, so alright. Apparently, they do not like cave claws in this era any more than they do in the later ones. I almost missed the crossroads. Well, let's turn over here and... Oh, Mordor Hillbreaker. It breaks hills? Really? I mean, that's a nasty name for a hill beast. It not only breaks any people it sees, it also breaks the hills themselves. That's a really nasty one. Or maybe it's a type of hill beast that's called a breaker. No, because it's a hill breaker with the hyphens location. I think it breaks hills. Okay. Well, now let's see if we can find a scouting location as I keep an eye out for more of these nasty creatures. Here we have a bit of a crossroads, but where we're crossing with, other than being populated with a warg that we can kill, it's not in the direction of where we want to go. But neither is the main road. What we want to do here is to head due east, off the road, which I'm sure is going to offer us with plenty of enemies to slay as we go through here. I mean, I would presume that if these Kriban here are, other than being quite numerous... Actually, I should have thought that those Kriban would not really be helping each other if they weren't, seeing how they were yellow and all. So maybe I shouldn't have gone and started AoEs on them, because that would be a bit of a problem. And finally you. And anyway, that took care of the foes end, and now that means I have a pointer in the quest tracker. See? Perfect. Now let's see if I could find that. No, we don't need to kill him. That is... Oh. Not someone I have to worry about, apparently. Interesting. Mordor Plateau Avant. So apparently they had Avant in Mordor in these days. I suppose there used to be more wildlife back then than there are in more recent versions of Mordor. There's one thing we have noticed is that Mordor is not as desolate in these days as it is in the end of the Third Age. The end of the Second Age, it was, well, I wouldn't exactly call it a happy land, but it is certainly a place where more things grow. I wonder what time of year this is supposed to be. I mean, is this summer, spring, fall, or winter? I could see this being winter and a lot of the green gone, or maybe summer and things too blistery. And those are flowers. Hmm. Late winter and or very very early spring perhaps, where a couple of flowers are just coming out, but leaves haven't come out yet, or anything like that. Always a possibility. Now, how far am I away? Oh, pretty close apparently. Is this the location I need to scout? Right here? I need to get onto the rock, of course. Either that or it's just on the other side of this. Nope. So I just need to find a way to get up here, and that's always the tricky bit. Oh, up here. I hope it wasn't expecting a hole dweller to be able to easily jump all these rocks. I think he said it called for my talents, and I would think that jumping on the high places is not amongst the talents of my people. Magador surveys the surrounding terrain from the slope of Amun Amarth. Wait, Amun Amarth. Oh, wonderful. Well, at least Mount Doom today isn't as doomy as usual, and it looks like it does rain here.
Now let us see what we might spy from the height.
Magadir peers into the distance, looking west, north, and east from the slopes of Amarth. I do not know if this information will aid the Bright Company after all, for all is quiet, and there is little movement upon the plain. Is there some fell reason for the calm? Or does Sauron tire of those wars we do? Well, he might tire of it, but he might be plotting some way to end it. I do not like this uncertainty, friend. See, you there, the great fortress across the plain? It is Amanfuin, the Gloom Hill, and it is a den of evil. I don't like it, but I tell you true that I like the quiet of Parth Dineth even less, if it were even possible. If you are willing, I would ask that you come with me to Hechat in Ithil, where we can report this to Glorfindel. It may be that we will know what makes this unpleasant stillness. All right. So, find the entrance of Echad and Ithil. I thought I was to scout another location also. Okay, okay, fine, 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 fine. I'll head to Glorfindel's camp. Echad in Isil. Whatever that means. I never could quite understand their language. Well, let's see what we have here. Other than the usual stable master.
Prepare for battle!
Prepare for battle, right? Guess I could do that. And now, it is the primary encampment of the elves in Mordor for the long years of siege. Alright? And here we have Bagildir.
We have arrived, and now I must deliver my report.
Are you ready to go with me to deliver my report? I do wish that we had something of substance to tell Glorfindel, but no scout can decide what it is that they find. Let me know when you're ready to meet with the leader of the Bright Company. Alright, let's go and meet him.
Glorfindel and the Bright Company have accomplished many heroic feats in service of High King Gil-galad, but be not overawed. I have found them friendly and approachable, both.
This way, my friend. Glorfindel will be glad to meet you, and he will hear my report. Whether this strange inaction of Sauron's servants will be as pleasing, I cannot say. I myself am troubled by it, but I do not lead the Bright Company. Glorfindel will know more about than either of us, I expect. So right, because Glorfindel did say that he met him or something. I'm trying to remember what Glorfindel said about Magildir. There is nothing the Bright Company cannot find out. Hail Glorfindel! I am called Magildir, and I am one of the scouts to dispatch some days ago. I have brought you my report. Yes, I remember. I welcome your report, though I won't remember you very well 3,000 years from now. Well, who will? Who would? But who is this? It is good to meet you, friend Warden. For the war, all friendships must be prized. I am the captain of the Glenarthream, the Bright Company, and we are tasked by High King Gil-galad to undertake some of the most dangerous missions on behalf of Elvenkind. You have not heard of us, I imagine? That's good, for none of us expect or desire any glory. All we seek is the defeat of evil, wherever it lies. It lies now in Mordor. Yeah, there's a great deal of it here. We are few in number, but that is not the cause for us to shrink from danger. Rather, does it cause us to rely upon our fellows and to draw courage from their strength. Meet you now, Lendelin, closest and wisest of my counselors. Watch him closely, for he shares our purpose, but possesses more wisdom than any elf I have known. He is my trusted confidant and a dear friend. In other words, there's something dodgy about him. He is the most wisdom of any elf that I have ever known, yes. Glorfindel speaks glowingly of my wisdom, but he boasts overmuch. I seek only the destruction of evil, and make no praise for myself. If there is glory to be had, divide it amongst every member of the Bright Company, and give no greater portion to one elf or another. Yes, at the lighthouse of Calaterian, I spoke the words that shattered Sauron's control over the Vandasar perched upon the tower, but I could not have reached it without the others of the company. Give the praise to all or none, dear Glorfindel. I think you seek to avoid your own share and give too much of it to others. Hold a moment, Isildur, Gandalf interrupts. Cease thy storytelling! Wow, even the corgi jumped out of the box, it looks like. Well, what do we got here? Well, we're back with Elrond and Glorfindel of the present, and Gandalf and Isildur. See, why are we even brought back to the present? Why has the old man interrupted the telling of my tale? Does he desire to hear no more of it? It was only at your behest that I began to speak of this sorrowful time, and if he did not intend to let me finish it, he should never have had me start. Glorfindel, do you remember meeting this warden of whom the shade speaks? I do, my friend, but only a little, because he's a little warden. Cheats a little warden. And Magildir? Indeed. Why then have you not spoken of them before? Many are the events in life that seem important only when they pass, Gandalf. And besides, it's been 3,000 years. Perhaps. Magildir and the Warden did not belong to the Bright Company. I saw them but little, There is something else in the shade's tale that troubles me. This word you mentioned, Vandasar, what is its meaning? The Vandasari were the Oatstones of Numenor. The Oatstones of Numenor. I am not surprised that you do not know of the Vandasari, for they were treasures brought from Numenor to Middle-earth by my father and brother long ago. 7 only survived the realm's fall, but 7 was enough, and indeed would prove to be too many. They were the Oatstones, and they were set upon the borders of the kingdoms we founded, 3 in Arnor, and 4 in Gondor, to make peace with the tribes that lived nearby. These were the Oatstones of Arnor, Helcassar of Forhel, pale blue, Tarasar of Rudaur, pale green, Ambosar of Cardolan, red-brown. These were the Oatstones of Gondor, Landasar of Rovanion, golden-brown, Orosar of Erch, deep black, Arisar of Harad, clear crystal, Naldasar of Rune, white silver. There was a power in them, but it was Sauron's malice that turned vows sworn upon the Oatstones into bonds of enslavement. He searched for the Vandasari, attempting to weaken our alliance and subvert them for his own ends. He found Arisar, the crystal oatstone my brother Anarion set upon the lighthouse of Calaterion in the harbor of Velond, and with his dark arts he used it to compel the service of the Haradrim. While we worked to assemble the Great Alliance, it was the Bright Company that journeyed to Umbar and broke Sauron's control over the Arisar and the enslaved the Haradrim. This ensured that the Great Alliance need not contend with an army from the south when it searched for Dagorlad, which might have proven insurmountable. So this then demonstrates several things in here. One of them is, if you recall an episode in an instance for 1, you run into the one from Forhel. And of course the one from Erech is one that even appears in the books, and that's what this entire thing is based on, is the Stone of Erech. The one, we know that you have the destruction of the one that is in Harad. The one in the Easterlings, I think, is going to be coming into the story later on because, there's a vast Easterling army coming toward us. You can understand what caused that to happen. So that means we've accounted for all the ones down in the Gondorian area, and one of the ones that is up in the north. The other 2, I wonder if those are ever going to be accounted for. I suppose someday we'll have to find out. Actually, there is one here, though, that is Rovani. Actually, Landasar they don't talk about in here, do they? Well, let's continue the quest and see what Gandalf has to say. What brought they from Founderland? Gandalf murmurs quietly. Over the flowing sea, 7 stars and 7 stones, and 1 white tree. The wizard shakes his head and fixes you with his stern eyes. I always believed that the 7 stones referred in the rhyme of lore were the Palantiri, the seeing stones that Elendil brought from Numenor to these shores. Can it be that the Palantiri were the stars of the rhyme, and the Vandasari were the stones? How can I not have known this, Pineleaf? What strange fog has clouded my knowledge on their account? And yet, these oatstones have no place in my memory. Was this the last of the interruptions I must endure? I will continue my tale, if all agree to steal their tongues. And what is further in this tale? We have to find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pine Leaf.